You ever swung by the gas station and noticed regular, plus, and premium, but diesel? Whoa, 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 what is diesel? What are you doing here? I've never used you before. Why are you here? Simmer down, simmer down. I'm going to answer anything you might ever want to know about diesel cars, okay? So, I'm going to be talking to you about the early history about diesel engines and cars. Their earlier cars, which we all may know as, ew, loud, old, smoky diesels. I'm going to talk to you about like the new generation of diesels and what we've really seen diesels come to in the world. To learn more about diesels, we need to first delve into the history behind it. According to Hannu Jaskalainen from dieselnet.com, diesel got its name from its founder, Rudolf Diesel, a German national. He founded diesel in the late 1800s. For 13 years, diesel has innovated the automotive and machinery industry for years to come. He began to build, perfect, and test these marvelous machines. As noted by viaggiematori.it, Diesel wanted to build an engine for which ran on much less fuel and at a cheaper cost. Through all of his theories and subjections about the diesel engine, and after 3 decades of work and refining by German engineers, voila, we have the first diesel engine. In the 1920s and the 1930s, diesel became much more popular in cars than in like trains and things like that. As noted by automostory.com, the Citroën Rosalie was the first passenger diesel car to be on the road for use. Currently in Europe mostly, where the company is founded, Citroën. And the first one developed by Mercedes was the 260D, which became very popular, which got Mercedes its start, which was also very into the diesel process for developing their cars into what we know today. But diesel cars weren't so much fun in their earlier history. As noted by autos.com, diesels were commonly loud, smoky, and bad for the environment. Trucks belching out black smoke with their thick black smoke has been labeled as the norm for diesels. But Phys.org labels this as a myth. EPA has placed specific and tight regulations on diesels, proving them to be valuable and promising vehicles compared to their smoky past. To diesel cars today, much has changed from their old and smoky, loud past. As noted by Richard Arcock of BBC, diesel used to be a dirty word and a dirty fuel, but recent technologies have addressed both problems, which is why the world outside the United States thinks of the choice of diesel as a foregone conclusion. Issues of being loud, smoky, and environmentally disastrous, as noted by autos.com, has made many turn the other cheek. But in recent times, many Europeans have come back to love these machines. According to bbc.co.uk, in the United Kingdom and in all of Europe, diesel cars account for more than 50% of cars owned and registered in Europe. It also notes that the price of diesel difference varying between countries based on taxes is more than 30 pence or 30 euro cents compared to other fuels of use. So it's very cheap in many countries, which see diesel as mostly a clean and cool fuel, if you know what I mean. But why have they grown to love diesels so much? Well, diesels have made great strides over time for which have been noticed. In this new revolution of diesel cars, they have been modernized and quiet. In the United States, diesels are becoming much more popular. Forbes magazine notes a 24% whopping boom of diesel sales from 2010 to 2012. Chevy and Mazda are the newest automakers to begin designing and planning diesel cars for their 2015 and 2016 lineups, as reported by Car and Driver magazine. What I have here is the Mazda CX-5, which was reported to be a diesel engine coming in for the 2015 lineup, coming to the States maybe in February of 2015. Much of this hype has been caused by ease of restrictions made by some states pertaining to the sulfur content on diesels, which has caused consumers in the populous states of California, New York, Massachusetts, Vermont, Maine, which have previously banned the sale of new diesels, taking nothing but anything but ultra-low sulfur diesel. Ultra-low sulfur diesel is a diesel used by many cars, 2007 highway engines, 2007 on, with a sulfur content of 15 parts per million maximum. So a lot of these states said, you know, if you don't have the diesel we want to see in the cars for the economic future, you can't sell your cars here, which was a problem in these populous states of California and New York. Through tough regulations and laws which barred these vehicles using low sulfur, not ultra low, low sulfur diesel, which contained a maximum of 500 parts per million, as posted by the EPA, which we now know as ultra low sulfur diesel, which many cars commonly use, and what you'll commonly find at the pump. Car makers have been gearing towards this alternative fuel source, but some manufacturers have stayed true to their diesel origins, like Volkswagen, Audi, and Mercedes-Benz, all three of which have the highest new car sales rates of diesel cars in the United States, as noted from Car and Driver magazine. Diesel is becoming more and more prevalent in our society here in America today, and we see a lot more cars on the road taking them today. So what I explained to you was the early history of diesel engines, some not so interesting, smoky and loud things about their past, and what diesels are really coming to in the near future. So anytime you pass by that stinky old pump, at least you'll now know something cool about diesels.